TTEP program, or the methods by which the antimicrobial research resistance can be performed, or the techniques that are available to take the research forward. So, our friend and the resource person, Dr. L. Karthik, is here, who has completed his PhD from Vellore Institute of Technology and moved to China to learn techniques in CRISPR technology, and is back to India, currently working in Salem Microbes. Will guide us through in explaining how CRISPR technology could help in carrying out research in antimicrobial resistance. So I request Dr. L. Karthik to take over the session and guide us through the CRISPR technology. Thank you. Over to Karthik.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sai. So good afternoon to one and all. Really is happy to interact with you people. First of all, I thanks to the management of Tech University, particularly my one of close friend, Dr. Sai Ramesh, for his one. So let's, yeah. Uh, so once again, good afternoon. I think it's after lunchtime session. I don't want to make a more bore on you. Just 30 minutes just to share how this CRISPR will impact for the future. Okay, what are the advancement is going on in this field? I just want to explain it in basic way to high level things. See the molecular cloning modify any target DNA into the more number, but most of the people what we don't know is the PCR limitation is it can able to copy only the size of 8 to 10 kb only. Even some people claim 20 kb maximum we can do PCR, but the real thing is 10 kb only we can easily can do the PCR. 10 kb, that means as I told that 1 kb is equal to the 1000 base pair. Base pair nothing but the AATGs, right? Like that 10 kb is the limitation of the PCR. Okay. So more than that, what we can do, sir? Like most of the enzymes, antibiotic, the size is more than that. Then we can't do the PCR, right? So obviously, the cloning is the one of the important method to do the recombinant DNA technology. For that, traditional method is restriction digestion and ligation, right? So the restriction digestion, everyone know that it's a molecular scissor. Everyone studied, right? The same cloning site should be there in the plasmid as well as in your target. Okay, then the restriction site should restriction enzyme should cut only 5 base per end. Remember this. Okay, its a capacity is only 5 base per end only can cut. After cutting, it will take 6 months to 1 year to complete this traditional cloning method. So after to overcome, what about the blended kind of things? Okay, how to clone such a cloning targets? So further to overcome, they choose on the TA cloning. TA cloning means a poly A time. They will add using some TAC polymerase enzyme. You all know that, right? If you're using PCR using that enzyme, it automatically will create that in PCR your product itself overlapping technology. Okay, so what it done? The solution it have exonuclease, DNA polymerase, and DNA ligase. This is a three combination only called as a Gibson assembly. So what it will do exonuclease? If you do any PCR, generally everyone know it will create the blend end other than the TA cloning, the particular polymerase if you use. So if you use the exonuclease, it will create that single strand 3 dash overhang. You can see that means it will create the sticky end. On the sticky end will be created, then the DNA polymerase will act to polymerize. So to further details and others, same way worldwide there is an urgent need. It's a need of an hour. Okay, if I ask anyone what is the most dangerous disease, every death reported means everyone will tell cancer, right? But you can see here the data clearly shown WHO that diabetes is the 1.5 million worldwide death, cholera is more than that, and cancer will be 8.2 million. But due to the AMR, the 2050 they predicted 10 million death will be reported every year. They predicted that. So AMR is antimicrobial drug resistant strains alone. That means normal E. coli and any strains, we don't have any drug for future. All will get resistant. Directly go to the pharmacy and we'll take some tablets by ourselves. We don't know it's a whether bacterial infection or fungi or virus. We don't know anything. But without asking, we ourselves, based on symptom, we will prescribe something. If it's cure, we not go to hospital. If you not cure, then we will go and meet hospital. We'll meet the doctor's consultation. Then we will consume some tablet once again. Okay, once again, doctor also will give primary antibiotics. Only some good doctors and good hospitals only they will prescribe first go and do diagnosis. Okay, based on that report only they will start for the treatment. Tablets they will give, but they not give the secondary antibiotics and all. Okay, this is a proper way for the treatment, but in India and other Asian countries, they not such a kind of practices. So due to that, whatever antibiotic we take, then what happened? The bacteria will slowly start to get susceptible for this. Then once or 2 years, 3 years, slowly will get go. It take 5 lakhs to 20 lakhs. That also that treatment not available in India. We want to go US and other countries. Okay, so remember that. Okay, so don't encourage others also this kind of practice hereafter. Okay, as I told that by 2050 they predicted that death rate will be very high in Asia, then after that Africa. Okay, that's why I told that Asia is a big threat on this AMR. Okay, so to overcome this, several technologies that people are using. So in this, one of the things I always tell, I ask the student who is a smart. Okay, always will tell sir we ask the student who is a smart. Okay, always will tell us sir we are six and sound sense, so human we are the people, right? But now the researchers slowly try to come to the conclusion that microbes also like us is a smart. It also have the sensory things. If any bad thing is coming, how it's reacting, good thing is coming, how it's coming, nutrients is coming, how it stress is coming, what kind of things. Everything is they are predicting now slowly, the scientists. This one of the important things recently scientists found is the CRISPR. It's nothing but the immune system of the bacteria. Right. So far we thought immune system means sir, we are the people only have T cell, B cell, innate immunity, acute immunity, everything, right? But the first time the scientists found that the bacteria also have the immunity. Okay, why the bacteria have the immunity? So the school time onwards, we all know that we studied the phage, right? Bacteriophage or phage we call it. What it will do, it will go and bind on the any bacteria. Okay, then it will create lysogenic or lytic cycle. It will then damage the cell wall of the bacteria and it release more phages. Right? This is the story we read. But in this, some of the bacteria, when the phage releases DNA, it consider that as a antigen. Okay, then the bacteria start to produce antibody like a substance that is called, the scientist given the name CRISPR. It's nothing but cluster regularly interface short palindrome repeats. The palindrome is most of the people must know that you read front and back and front, it will give the same meaning. For example, see refer, front to back refer, back to front refer, rotar, Malayalam. If you read both sides, it will give the same meaning. Okay, for that, the two scientists share the Nobel Prize, Emmanuel Charpenter and Jennifer Doudna. Okay, for this CRISPR and its application to the human gene editing, they got the share the Nobel Prize in 2020 in this chemistry. Okay, as I told that it's a immune system of the bacteria. Just see this video based on this concept how the innate immunity.
Live sound மட்டும் வரும். Live வந்து upload பண்ணு.
Yeah, I hope this clearly understood that how the immune system of the Bacteria is now revolutionizes the world because it need like a restriction enzyme I shown in the cloning. It need for restriction enzyme 5 base per is the starting point, right? So like this, the CRISPR also is like a nuclease enzyme, like a restriction enzyme. Remember that it's a nuclease enzyme. Okay, so it will cut any nucleotide pair. Okay, so for that it need a 5 base pair is the starting point. If this 5 base pair is not, then it the restriction digestion it will be not act. Okay, before CRISPR actually the scientists predicted that the bacterial immune system is like a restriction digest enzyme only. It's act as a immune system, but more powerful than this one. Why I will tell, because the CRISPR need the starting point is either 1 or 3 base pair is enough. For example, and recently they found another one enzyme called as a Cas13. Okay, so what is the difference means as I told that restriction digestion need 5 base per right, but this Cas9 enzyme need the starting point either single G or triple G is enough. This is there in our genome also using this CRISPR. We can go and precisely cut or we only the first report of CRISPR repeats they found, but that time they people don't know what is that. And 2000 they found that okay, this some regular repeats or tandem repeats are coming like that. But 2002 only they given the name coined CRISPR. Okay, after that 2005, 7. Okay, but the man engineered eukaryotic cell. So Streptococcus thermophilus. Okay, so from this bacteria only they identified this Cas9. As I told that it needs the starting point is GGG. You can see here. Currently applied in drug development, animal model, genetic variant, materials, food, fuels, more or less all the biotechnology application field it's applied now. So one of the fast growing technology in this field. In India during COVID time only we all come to know the what is the use of CRISPR-9. So CRISPR-9 one of the application as I told that it's not on it go and binding right specific binding. Okay, when it go on specific binding, the scientists found that why we can't use as a for diagnosis tool. Okay, so the Chakrabarti scientist, CSR scientist, Dr. Jabajyoti Chakrabarti is developed a SARS-CoV based kit. It's only rupees the 500 rupees the cost. Within 10 to 30 minutes we can predict. So during COVID time, you all remember that any ethical clearance due to that he is in prison now. See that video. You understand that, right? So he already made, but due to unethical embryonic, even though you made a HIV-free baby, but now if you go to any hospital, what they will do generally, we'll do blood test, urine test, or maximum if you go PCR, PCR. This is the way it will go, right? The future, the main field it will come called precise medicine. Precise medicine is based on that the whole genome sequencing. That means hereafter every doctor have the whole genome sequence of all the patients. Any mutation happen, they will predict in the whole genome and they will go and change in the gene level. For that, one of the revolution is the gene sequencer technology. Okay. Previously, the whole genome sequencer machine, you can see the size such a big. Okay, and the cost of one whole genome of bacteria, if you take a small example, it will be 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees, and it take $1 million. Now they predicted around it will come $1,000. In another 5 10 years, they predicted one whole genome can be done within the $100. That is a target the scientists made, and they're working on that. Okay, in future, then everyone must have like how in the files we have our old data like that everyone have our old sequence in our CDs. Okay, whenever go to hospital, sir, doctor will show sir this is my old please check it. Then doctor will predict what are the gene you should check if the mutation happen or not. Okay, not only that spot. next 4 years what kind of disease you will get, what are the gene alters. Okay, the prior prediction will be done, and based on that our nutrition, food habit, everything will be changed completely. Okay, so you can see this how this nanopore technology is working, how the sequence technology is revolutionized. I hope you understand that how this sequencing technology future it will be revolutionized. Okay, that means hereafter no normal blood test or this. Hereafter everything will be whole genome sequence. Then after that all disease and treatment will be predicted in the future. Okay, so based on cleaved means then the bacteria will be treated by the antibiotic, or otherwise it directly results in the in vitro studies. Okay, not only that, already as I told that drug resistance and at least okay, we have currently some treatment. What about the genetic disorders? We studied it in theory several years. What genetic disorders, some point mutation and others coming like a sickle cell anemia and thalassemia and all. We don't have any treatment so far, right? So for that genetic disorder, okay, then it bluebird biozinter the gene therapy for beta thalassemia. Okay, is marking the first FDA approval for lentivirus vector, and also that in July in Editas another companies. Okay, they also make a human cell clinical trial using Castrol. Okay, like this Intalia Therapeutics. They're also working on hereditary angioedema. Okay, so already several big revolution will be happen. So for that, to you travel fare as well as your staying fare, everything provided by DBT. Okay, please everyone go through their website. Okay, at least this year if you miss also next year, you people try to get on this. Okay, the same CRISPR based diagnosis kit project only recently Dr. Sarame sir, one professor got the project on this recent topic also. Okay, so you people very proud on that. Your team, your college also started to work such advanced technology in your institute. Okay, so thank you for all. So I'm welcome. So thank you very much for listening, guys. Any questions or welcome. Yeah, Doctor Sir, it's okay.
YouTube.
Can I?
Behalf of the institution as well as an organizer, and she has conveyed her had with us Dr. Karthik, who gave the information on how CRISPR technology could be used on um, making up research for antimicrobial resistance, and I guess most of us would have been benefited from it. So I thank the management of Vailtech High Tech, Dr. Rangaraj and Dr. Shakuntala Engineering College for providing this opportunity, and DBT CTEP for trusting us and approving our application to conduct the PLS on their banner and supporting us with financial assistance. Thank you. Thank you all.